I missed the bucket. Boy, let me tell you, I've been waiting for this one for a while. I don't think I've been excited about anything like this in a long time. The births of my individual children. Sorry guys, it's Sonic Frontiers time. But hey, before that, let me tell you about something really exciting, and that's me streaming on YouTube. Even though I've been doing that for like a month. I've come up with a schedule because schedules are good and everybody loves them. And I'll never ever deviate from this schedule. Never. Every Tuesday and Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and every Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for all my European friends out there that want to watch me at not 3 o'clock in the morning. I'll be streaming right here on YouTube, so make sure you subscribe and you hit the bell so that you know when I go live. I'll be playing the games that I talk about in my videos, working on videos, whatever I have to do to stream to you guys 3 times a week, I'm going to do it. So even if I already finished the game, fine, screw it. I'll stream me editing. I'll stream me researching a game. Whatever. Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard, and Sundays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard. So make sure you subscribe and you hit the bell and you do all the YouTube stuff so that you can come watch me and hang out. Okay? Sonic Frontiers is a good game. And if you wanted to just know my opinion on the game, there you go, that's it. See you later. Really though, this game did surprise me in a lot of ways. Not all good, but it surprised me in a lot of very good ways. The first thing that I noticed is that it really feels like Sonic Team, Sega, all of them are trying to separate themselves from the Sonic Twitter meme days of yore, you know. Okay guys, this week we're opening a Sonic fan mail. Oh, what's this? Is this from Sonichu? Oh, jeez. Crazy, right? Hey, you ever heard of Sammy Sonic Fan? He's pretty nuts, right? Oh, hang on, I'm getting a call. Oh, hi, Aaron Hansen? Oh, yeah, we hate Sonic too. Chili dogs! I dare not say that this is a mature game by any measure. I mean, if some of the writing were any more on the nose, it would literally be tattooed on Sonic's nose. However, compared to the last few mainline entries that all treated us like we're 3 years old, this entry in the series really feels like it's trying to separate itself from those. It feels like they're trying. Sonic's friends that are actually in this game, being Tails, Amy, Knuckles, and Eggman to some extent, although they don't really do much in the game, they get some character development and you kind of learn where the story might be going after this game ends. They expand on some lore, some things we already kind of know about the characters, like Tails confessing to Sonic that he borderline has PTSD from almost dying in Sonic Forces, to which Sonic says, "Huh?"
It's like how I couldn't handle it after Infinite attacked. One wrong turn and I fall apart.
Whoa, what?
He actually asks him if he wants to talk about it, which is better than the writing that I think we would have gotten like 6 or 7 years ago, because he probably would have told him to sit on a chili dog, it'll make you feel better.
Shut up, you stupid bitch!
It also calls back to a lot of character moments that these characters had in previous Sonic games, and I really feel like it's Sonic Team's way of telling us that the whole series and the franchise and everything in general is going to be shifting in a slightly more mature direction. I might just be being melodramatic or reading way too much into the writing of a Sonic the Hedgehog game, but alright. Talk about the story. Sonic, Tails, and Amy go to the Starfall Islands because Tails detects some kind of Chaos Emerald energy there. We gotta go, we gotta check it out. Why are the Chaos Emeralds all here? This is weird. Let's find out. They fly too close to the islands and the whole plane gets sucked into cyberspace. Tails and Amy get trapped in some kind of cyber limbo where they are both there and not, and Sonic manages to escape cyberspace, thus puking him out into the actual physical Starfall Islands. Basically, Sonic is the only one of his friends that manages to like get his body back, so he's got to figure out how to get all of his friends their bodies back so they can all go back to normal. Eggman is also there with his new AI Sage, who's a new, brand spanking new character for this game. He's stuck in cyberspace because he was trying to harness the power of the ancients, which I think was the Titans, trying to harness their power. He gets sucked into cyberspace. He's stuck there, but Sage can go in and out of cyberspace, so he sends her out to harass Sonic and figure out how to get him out of there, and blah blah blah. Sonic stuff. Sonic has to explore the islands and beat up the Titans that guard each island and do a bunch of spoilery stuff that I really don't want to say because it's pretty cool. Not gonna spoil too much of the last act, but it's good. Now as the game progresses, Sonic becomes more and more cyber corrupted, where when he frees his friends from their like cyber bomb prisons, he has to absorb the energy from that prison, and it makes him weaker. As the game goes on, he gets more and more tired. Your stats don't get weaker, you don't like get slower or anything, but you can see it in his idle animations. He's kind of holding his arm a little bit, he's catching his breath. Kind of like fucking I am right now because I'm fat. Okay, basic story summary aside, let's talk about gameplay. And the first part of the gameplay we're going to talk about are the open zones, the open world part of the gameplay. Sonic controls really smoothly in this game, and you can actually change his turning radius, his weight, and a whole bunch of other stuff in the pause menu. You can also increase his speed as the game goes on through upgrades. If you're not boosting, you're pretty slow. The only time that you shouldn't be boosting is if you're trying to solve a puzzle that requires you to go slower or something like that. Aside from that, you should pretty much have that right trigger held down almost the entire time. One of the main new abilities that Sonic learns in this game is called the Psy Loop, and that's the thing you've seen on Twitter where people draw penises with it. Very funny. I did it about 8,000 times in my stream because I'm mature. You can draw circles to gain rings. You can draw perfect circles to gain more rings. You can draw an infinity loop to get infinite boost for a short time. And if there's any enemies inside the loop when you do that, they're stunned and they get popped up in the air, so it opens them up for an attack. Some enemies you actually have to use the Psy Loop on to open them up for an attack. Otherwise, they're borderline invincible. Sonic still has all his basic moves from before. He can jump, he can run, he can homing attack, and he can stomp. And he learns a whole bunch of other moves that are very fancy and flashy. Unfortunately, they all do pretty much the same amount of damage, but there's just a whole bunch of different ways that you can spin around and flip around and hurt people. Combat's not the main focus of this game, so they just gave you lots of cool stuff to kill people with. And you know what? I'm fine with that. This game is not difficult. After I got a hang of the controls and stuff, I did die a few times in the beginning of the game because it did take me a little bit to get the hold of the controls, but after that, I mean, you have a parry that you can hold down for 15 seconds. So if an enemy even thinks about attacking you, they die. This is not Devil May Cry. If you're coming here thinking that this is going to be anything like Devil May Cry, you will be sorely disappointed. Ain't like that. It's very easy to just chain combos endlessly. It's not hard. The islands are all filled with these little puzzles and obstacles and stuff for you to get through that give you collectibles that you need to progress the story. So you run around, you do a bunch of these little puzzles and stuff, you unlock a cutscene, you go do that, maybe you play a cyberspace level, rinse and repeat. It's a collectathon game. You're gonna be collecting stuff the whole game. Still doesn't make any sense as to why any of these things are here. Normally in Sonic games, you know, the setting isn't quite so realistic and different than previous game. It's very different looking, it's very natural looking, so it begs the question why there's a bunch of rails and springs and pulleys and dash panels just everywhere. And I know they talk about how the ancient civilization that lived there before, they had trouble getting used to the planet, and you know, they couldn't quite build the same way they did back home. Are you still telling me that they traveled around via soap, shoes, and springs? Because I don't believe you. Why is any of this shit here? I've had this question since like the first trailer. I get it, it's a nitpick, like stuff has to be there for you to do. It is a video game, I understand that, but you could have given some kind of reason. Pop-ins are also a big feature of this game because you have a draw distance of about, fucking 20 feet before things start just disappearing. Ass. They need to fix that. I hope they fix that in a future update or something, or just in the next game they figure out how draw distances work, because that's like the biggest oversight in this game. It's not good. Sonic's stats also increase over the course of the game depending on the different collectibles that you pick up. You have Seeds of Power and Defense for your strength and defense, which you bring to the Hermit Coco, I think. And when you have all the seeds and stuff that you've picked up, you bring them to him, you give them all to him all at once, and it levels up your strength and defense based on how many you had. All at once. Works great. To upgrade your speed and ring capacity, you have to collect Cocos, which are these little cute fuckers. And you have to bring them to the Elder Coco, this little fat, short, mossy bitch. To increase your speed or your ring capacity, you have to talk to him. For every level. Each stat has 99 levels. You have to talk to him 198 times if you want to max out your stats. You don't have to, by the way. I literally never increased my ring capacity once and I never had an issue. I only did speed. That did not need to happen because you guys literally already have an upgrade system in the game that doesn't have this problem. So why do I have to talk to him every time I want to level up once? Okay, so the movement in the open world is good. The combat is fine. It's flashy and fun. There's a lot of obstacles and stuff for you to do in the world to get collectibles. All right, so the open world in general, pretty fun. Cyberspace. Cyberspace kind of sucks. Okay, it's not bad, but it is also not good. It is just, it's there, it exists. The physics, for some reason, don't work the same way as they do in the open world. So in the open world, as you level up your speed and stuff like that, you get faster over the course of the game. Cyberspace does not take that into account. You're nowhere near as fast in cyberspace. In fact, you're pretty goddamn slow. You don't have any of your combat moves, although there's never a reason to use them. And yeah, the levels just aren't like that exciting. A few of them are pretty good. Some of them are fairly memorable. Memorable. The only real challenge in most of them is getting an S rank. And getting an S rank in these levels range from so easy that you could do it with your eyes closed, just holding the left stick forward, all the way down to basically requiring a child sacrifice to get an S rank. I have to tell you, by the end of the game, I was so tired of cyberspace levels that I just farmed all the collectibles and Big's fishing mini. Oh my god, Big's fishing mini game. You collect fishing tokens in the open world as big purple tokens, and in every island there's a teleporter that brings you to Big's fishing spot. And you spend the tokens to cast your reel and you fish things out of the water. Sometimes they're fish, sometimes they're random Sonic things. Sometimes you get tickets that give you free stuff. It's dumb fun. I love it. You also get tokens for collecting the fish, which you can then spend on collectibles. Literally every kind of collectible in the game is up for sale. You can buy everything. You can buy things to upgrade your stats. You can buy Cocos to increase your speed and your ring capacity. You can buy Eggman memos that are little audio logs you can listen to. You can buy Chaos Emerald vault keys, which are like the crucial item needed to continue the story. So you can just skip the game and just like fish on every island until you have enough points to buy all the keys. And then you literally don't have to do anything else. You just bulldoze through the cutscenes and everything. Well, you do still need to talk to the characters, but that doesn't take much. I don't know if it's a pleasant alternate option from Cyberspace or just a massive oversight. Don't know how to feel about it. I almost feel like boss battles deserve their own little section in this video because they're so amazing. So here, boss battles. Right away, they're not challenging. They're not difficult in the slightest. Supersonic is invincible during every boss fight. The only thing that's keeping him from finishing the fight is that the ring counter is slowly ticking down, but the default number of rings that you can have is 400, which is a lot for Supersonic. So it never even a question as to whether you're gonna beat the boss on the first try. No way. It's very easy, but it's fun. This game feels like Sonic Team wanted to make Supersonic cool again, because Supersonic hasn't been cool for a while. Now he's like a straight up power trip every time you play as Supersonic. He's so strong and cool. Awesome. The absolute banger songs that play in every boss fight, the crazy finishing moves that you do on every boss, the upgraded like regular techniques that like you have in the open world that are changed slightly when you're Supersonic to make them even more flashy and crazy. It's just, they're just so good. I don't know like how much time they spent on the boss fights alone, but it must have been quite a bit because they are fun. The design of the Titans, do they look so cool? Like they don't look like they're from a Sonic game. Obviously, like the elephant in the room, these guys don't look like anything we've seen before, but God, they are so cool looking. I love them. All right, real quick, I'm just gonna like rapid fire the things that I don't like about the game so that people don't think I'm being biased and just ignoring things, because there are things that I don't like about this game. However, I still like the game in general, and I still recommend playing it. Here we go. Cyberspace physics suck. I already said that, but next. Those little obstacles all throughout the game world, you know, the little things, springs, pulleys, and paths you gotta run along to get collectibles, cool. However, some of them force you into a 2D perspective when you start doing it. So you hit that first spring in the puzzle, whatever, and then it switches to 2D. However, sometimes when you're just running through the open world and you accidentally run through the middle of one, the camera will like jackknife and switch to 2D, and then you're just stuck in that obstacle and you either have to finish it or like back out to the beginning of it because it won't let you move forward or backwards. The camera's locked. Super dumb. The final boss, they do have an establishing cutscene where they show why he is the way he is, but when it's time to actually fight him, he's just there now. There's no build up, there's no him climbing out of some dark hole or something. It's just, here now, let's fight. The voice acting in the opening scene with Sonic and Tails and Amy is just like kind of bad. For some reason, all the voice actors seem like they're on Ambien in the recording booth. It's just for that cutscene. The rest of the game, they're fine. But that opening scene, what happened?
Coming up, Starfall Islands. How exciting!
Wake up! The writing, while mostly good, occasionally forgets that we as the audience do in fact have two brain cells to rub together and that we understand subtext. We don't need everything smashed over our head. Last thing I didn't like about it is that it made me cry over Eggman. Oh boy. Okay, now it's time for the opposite of that list where I just squirt about all the things I liked in the game. Psyloop is probably one of Sonic's best new abilities, and I really hope it sticks around. The music, come on, dude. I am going to come. It's so good. Sonic feels great in the open world, like the best he has felt in a long time. All the characters get a little bit of time to shine, including Sage, the new character who, before playing the game, I was ready to punt her into a wood chipper. However, now that I have played the game, I will protect her at all costs. There is a hidden true final boss that you only get to fight if you play the game on hard mode. The game's not hard, so play it on hard mode. I made that mistake the first time, and I missed the boss, and I was kind of pissed. But it's really weird, like batshit crazy, and seems like it just kind of almost, it doesn't come out of nowhere, but the way that you fight is very strange. If you like the weird dark twist that the end of like Kirby games usually take, where all of a sudden you're fighting some horrible Lovecraftian monster, it's kind of like that, in a way. It's cool. I liked it. You might not care about Sonic lore, but this game does expand upon it greatly, including stuff about the Chaos Emeralds that is pretty interesting and changes a lot the way that I look at certain things. And this game is also almost assuredly a promise that the next Sonic game will be even better. Now, I know that some people may not see that as a positive thing because they take that as, oh, well then this game's not good. no, this game's still good, but I think the next one's going to be amazing. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm too optimistic, but I see it coming. I see a good Sonic game in the future. Now, I am not silly enough to call this game the objective game of the year. It's so not the game of the year. It's like not even in the top 5. For me personally it is, in terms of my enjoyment of the games I've played this year, but objectively, no. No. I still like it a lot though. Don't let people dissuade you from playing this game. It's not bad. It's not a bad game at all. It's good, actually. I know it's the funny thing to meme on Sonic, and Sonic is so bad. Hey, remember Sonic 06? Hey, remember Shadow the Hedgehog? Hey, remember Sonic? Yeah, I remember. I remember. And those games are not this game. Every Sonic game is different, and every Sonic game is a new chance at being a good game. And I think this one hit the mark. I think it's a good game. If you really want to find out if this game is for you, there's a very easy way to do that, and it's called playing the game. Rather than watching your favorite YouTuber's 8-minute shitfest and then going on Metacritic and posting reviews about it. A game that you haven't played. And if you play it and you take my advice and you still hate it and you think it's a 0 out of 10, you can come right back here to my comment section and you can drag me as hard as you want. Go for it. At least you tried. Cheers to Sonic Team. I'm very happy with what they did here. And I am actually very excited for the next mainline Sonic game, instead of being filled with dread, which is what I have been since Sonic Forces came out. I'm actually excited now. Also, Sonic Team managed to make a tiny Ray from Evangelion computer doll a more interesting character than Infinite. Happy for Sage. God, you are a disappointment. Thanks for watching the video, guys. I appreciate you making it this far, if indeed you have. Remember to subscribe and ring the bell on my channel if you want to stay up to date and know when I go live. I would appreciate it very much. And of course, stay tuned for the next video where pictures and sounds will be played in front of your eyes for your entertainment. See ya.